All right, let's talk about something fascinating. We're going to explore those tiny, almost invisible signals our faces give away. We're talking about microexpressions. What are they really? And what can they actually tell us? Let's get into it.
So, picture this. A friend tells you some great news, right? And you hear them say these exact words. "I'm really happy for you." We've all been there. It seems totally normal.
But for just a fraction of a second, blink and you'll miss it. You see their brow furrow, or their lips tighten just a little, and then poof, it's gone, replaced by a smile. And you're left thinking, wait, did I just imagine that?
Well, that little flicker, that momentary flash of emotion that doesn't quite match the words, that's exactly what we're talking about. The real question is, what does it mean? Are you seeing some hidden truth? Or are you maybe just reading the signs all wrong?
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. What exactly is this fleeting glimpse?
So here's the scientific breakdown. It's an incredibly fast, totally involuntary facial movement. We're talking as fast as 1/25th of a second. And the key part? It happens when someone is trying to hide or suppress what they're really feeling. It's not a full expression, it's more like an emotional leak.
And right away, this brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation, separating the Hollywood myth from the scientific reality, because it is so easy to get this wrong.
This lays it out perfectly. Look at the left side, what they are. They're brief, involuntary signs of an emotion someone's trying to push down. Think of it as that emotional leakage. Now look at the right side, what they are not, and this is huge. They are not mind-reading tools. They are not foolproof lie detectors. Seeing one isn't 100% proof of anything. It's just a clue, not a conclusion.
So where did all this even come from? To really understand what these clues mean, we've got to look at the science behind it.
The big name you need to know here is psychologist Paul Ekman. Back in the 60s and 70s, he did this incredible research, traveling the world, studying people from all kinds of different cultures to see if our facial expressions for basic emotions were actually universal. And to do this, he developed something called the Facial Action Coding System, or FACS. Now look closely at this table. This is so important. FACS doesn't code for sadness. It codes for a very specific muscle movement, like an inner brow raise. The interpretation of what that muscle movement might mean, well, that comes later. And that's where things get tricky.
This early research led Ekman and his team to identify these 7 emotions that they believed had universal signals that anybody, anywhere in the world would recognize. You know, things like happiness, sadness, anger, and even more complex ones like contempt.
But, science doesn't just stand still. Today, prominent researchers like Lisa Feldman Barrett are adding some really important nuance to this. They argue that, yeah, these facial movements exist, but how we interpret them depends massively on our culture and the specific context of the situation. It's not as simple as a secret code book for feelings.
So, with all that science in our back pocket, how do we actually go about reading these clues in the real world without just jumping to wild conclusions?
Okay, if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. Seeing a microexpression does not tell you why someone feels something. It only flags that an emotion might be there and that they might be trying to hide it. That's it. It's the start of a question, not the final answer.
Let's make this super clear with an example. Say you're talking to someone and you see a flash of what looks like fear. Does that mean they're lying? Well, maybe. But it could also mean they're telling you the absolute truth and are just terrified you won't believe them. Or it could have nothing to do with you at all. Maybe they're just an anxious person who hates any kind of serious conversation. Same face, 3 totally different realities.
I absolutely love this quote because it just nails it. Microexpressions should make you curious. They should make you wonder and maybe ask a better question. They should never be used to deliver a verdict.
And that brings us to a complete change in perspective. What if the whole point of noticing these things isn't about becoming a human lie detector? What if it's about developing a kind of empathy superpower?
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you have the accusation, "I know you're lying." That just shuts everything down. But on the other side, you have an invitation. "Hey, I noticed something felt a little off just then. Is everything okay?" That one simple shift turns an interrogation into a moment of real human connection. So, let's pull this all together. Here's the balanced takeaway. Yes, microexpressions are a real thing, backed by research. And yes, they can definitely signal some kind of emotional leakage. But, and this is a big but, we have to remember they are not a mind-reading tool. and interpreting them requires a ton of context and a whole lot of caution.
And really, that's the bottom line. The goal here shouldn't be to catch someone in a lie. The true, valuable power in noticing these tiny cues is the chance it gives us to deepen our understanding of the people around us.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. The next time you see that fleeting frown or that tightened lip, what are you going to do? Will you look for a lie to expose, or will you look for a chance to connect? The choice is yours.